Got to get it, Papa. Oh, hi everybody. Welcome to the Look Dat headquarters. And I'm all excited today because I went to the grocery store. And but before I tell you about what I got at the grocery store, I'll have to remind you, a few weeks ago, I forgot what episode it was, but went to the brand new Lafayette airport, and I was gonna get a little snack because they had some special. They had some special Lafayette candy bars and stuff, but they were a little bit above my price range. So I said, okay, I'm still hungry. And so I got me a bag of potato chips. What I got it was a little bag of Zapp's potato chips. And they were Cajun crawtator flavor, if I remember right. Now, there's a little bit of information about Zapp's, because I think I told you some, but I'll say it again, so listen up. Zapp's is a brand that was originated here in Louisiana. Well, not right here, but in Gramercy, Louisiana. Where's Gramercy? Well, I'm glad you asked. Gramercy is on the way when you come in from the west and you go around that and you get to Baton Rouge, and then you turn that and you follow Interstate 10 on down to New Orleans. Gramercy's going to be on your right down there. It's on the between I-10 and the Mississippi River. Well, that's where Zapp's got started a few years ago, quite a few years ago now. It's a good Louisiana brand. They had, when they started, they had the regular chips, and they're kettle cooked chips. They're a little bit thicker than like some potato chips, and they're cooked in a big old kettle with all that oil and all that, and they fry that and they season that and you eat that. And the cool thing about Zapp's is that they got the regular chips, and then they have the crawtators. So that's probably the two oldest kinds of regular flavor, which is just like salt, you know. And but the crawtators, and whenever they first came out with crawtators, I was like, oh, that was some good stuff. So that's why I thought I'd show you all the crawtators the other day. And while I was doing that, I thought about Zapp's got a bunch of other kind of flavors, but there's some other stuff that's going on too. Okay, well, see, Zapp's got bought. The whole company got bought. Now they're still over there. They're still doing their cooking and everything the way they always did, but they got bought by Utz, and it's a company. It's called Utz, UTZ, and I can't say it without doing that. So I try not to say it too much. But Utz is actually located in Hanover, Pennsylvania, which is it's so far up north, I've never even been there. But they do a lot of other snacky food type things. They do some chips and some pretzels and all kind of little things like that. And you can find them around here. They're pretty widespread. Utz is... Excuse me. Utz is pretty widespread, so you can find that. And if you can find them, you might be able to find Zapp's. I'm not sure how widespread Zapp's is right now. Sometimes I hear people find them in different states and stuff, and it's like, oh, I didn't know that. So they're spread too because they're so good. And so I got all excited, and it's like, I think I'm caught up now. So I did that, and I was like, oh, I got to show some more Zapp's because they're all good. And some of the fun stuff is the bags and everything, because they got some kind of crazy bags and crazy names for the chips and things like that. But let me see. I've got all my. Oh wait, that's gonna be for supper. I got some more. it's gonna be for breakfast tomorrow. Here they are. Oh, yeah. Like I said, I like the Cajun craw taters kind, and because they're good. But this is another one of my favorite flavors. Because see, they have the regular, they got Cajun craw tater, they got I think Cajun, what is it? Delegator or something like that. Little bag stuff's gonna pop up around me when I'm talking about this stuff. But yeah, but this is another flavor. This is different from probably any other kind of chips you ever found in your whole life. And but these are Creole onion style, and they're not like salty barbecue or anything like that, and they're not like the craw taters at all, except that the chips are the same crunchy chips. See, New Orleans kettle style right on the front there. But these are the sweet onion style, and they don't taste like sour cream and onion and all that kind of stuff. They're kind of sweet tasting. They're really good though. So if you can find these and you like onions, buy that. Oh, look at that! I ought to give me buy that. But yeah, now that I'm doing this, I thought somebody out there is probably saying, "Well, he's just talking about him so good because they pay him to." No, nobody's paying me to do this. Believe me. But no, all the chips, I don't have a deal with Zapps or nothing like that. I'm talking about the Zapps chips because I like them, because they're good, and they're made here in Louisiana. So I mean, you can't get much better than that. And but yeah, that's the Zapps bag. See, this is pretty standard. This is not really a crazy bag, but on the back they usually have like a little ting up here that tells you about the chips a little bit, things like that. And because they're widespread and all that, you never know what you're gonna find. And I'm gonna get to something in a minute that I couldn't find. But if you go on the internet and go to zapps.com, it's ZAPPS.com. No apostrophe, just zapps.com. You go there now. I think if you go there now, it actually jumps you over to Utz, and but they have all the stuff on it. So you might be able to find some kinds of Zapps flavors on the website that you can't find on your grocery shelf. So watch out for my potted meat products. Look at that. Now see, this isn't too unusual. It's just barbecue, mesquite barbecue, right? Yeah, mesquite barbecue. Same kind of chips, it's just a mesquite barbecue flavor. And they're good, they're all good. And let me show you what I found next, because now I'm starting to get into some other things. Yeah, look at this. Okay, now this, well, it's a smaller bag, but that's what happened. But look that, look that, look that! That's a voodoo style. Talk about Louisiana style. That's voodoo style, and look, it's got a little voodoo man on it, and so they got some pins poking in them and everything. Voodoo style. Don't look at it too close though. But these are good, and they got big bags too. You can find them sometimes. Yeah, the voodoo kind. It's like, well, what does voodoo taste like? Creole onion, okay. Barbecue, that's pretty obvious. Craw taters, that's a little challenge for somebody to imagine what it might think like. A little bit of spice, but not too crazy. Well, the voodoo kind got a whole story behind it. And I was surprised because they didn't put the whole story on the back. They used to, I think they changed that. But according to the legend I heard back in the day, one day at the Zapp's factory, they were in there working, and they had a big shelf up on the wall where they had all the seasoning up there. And some yo-yo slammed the door or something, and all the seasoning fell on the table. You know, big old pile of seasoning all over. And they were like, "Oh, look that!" You know, and they said, "Oh, don't touch that." And then somebody said, "Oh, I know what we could do with that. Let's just put it on some chips and see what happens." So all the seasoning is all mixed up, all these different flavors. You know, you got like this and this, and you know, and they put it all together, and they made voodoo chips. And they kind of crazy, yeah. And but they good. They're kind of a side cousin of the crottators flavor, I guess. A little bit spicy, a little bit, you know, you don't even know what it is. But then they also, in more recent years, they have the voodoo heat style, which I don't have one right here, but I've seen them. And I actually tried them one time, but it's voodoo heat. So it's like the voodoo chips, but they got a little extra heat flavor in there. And it's like you eat it and you taste all the voodoo, all the flavors and all that. And then all of a sudden, whoop, and then steam shoots out your ears and whoa, you know, and it's the heat part gets you. And that's when you grab something to drink. It kind of sneaks up on you. It's pretty cool. I don't know how they do that, but it works. Then, oh, yeah, like I got something hidden, so don't tell anybody. But another thing they do is like special limited edition chips and stuff like that. And they had one that was steak flavor, if I remember right. If I can find pictures of these, I'll put them up because I can't find a lot of them right now. Some of them might be seasonal too. But they had like steak flavor. They had some that were like Drago's charbroiled oysters, and that was interesting because Drago's is a restaurant in New Orleans, and they do charbroiled oysters. And you think oyster flavored potato chips? No. They taste kind of like the garlic butter and all that, the seasoning stuff that they broil them in. So those are pretty good. I don't even know if they make those anymore. If you go on the internet and you like Google that, you know, you'll see all kind of crazy flavors. And some of them I don't even know if they were real because I never heard of them before. But some of them are flavors and some of them are just the fancy bags. But yeah, I already ate out of these. I couldn't wait. But this is like a special bag. Look that! Kind of seasonal special look that edition. No, not really. Just Mardi Gras style. Now, the thing is, it's crottators. They're just in a Mardi Gras bag. And see, they do that sometimes. They do that, especially with the crottators. I don't know if they did it with any other flavors, but with crottators, they have the regular bag that looks like the one I had the other day. And then they got the Mardi Gras edition. And watch it. Since I opened it, I'll show you that so I can eat that. But that's one of the chips. It's just a regular chip. Don't look too different. But it's got a little spicy, little, you know. Oh, and that's another thing. When I say spicy, I'm not just talking about hot. A lot of people get that mixed up. In Louisiana, we talk about spicy food. And it's not just hot food. If you want to make your food taste like Louisiana, you don't just put a bunch of pepper on it. Don't do that. You gotta spice it. It's a mix of different flavors. And that's what makes it good, yeah. And you can see that it's good and crunchy and all that. But yeah, for crottators, they made this. One time, I don't remember when it was, they made a special LSU bag for them and stuff, for LSU football and all that. They'll give you an idea of what it was. All these Zapp things. And oh, I almost forgot completely. I don't know where my mind is, except I've been taken over by the voodoo. But kind of in the voodoo family, you got your voodoo chips, which generally look like this. Every once in a while they change the bag up a little bit, but it's the same chips. But you got your Voodoo kind, you got your Voodoo Heat kind, and I can't find them. I think you might be able to get them online, but I'm not sure. I looked and I looked and I looked because I got some of these sometime last year, but they were, and I found a picture, so I'll show the picture over here somewhere in front of that thing. But yeah, they came out with Evil Eye chips, and it's like the craziest bag, potato chip bag I ever saw. And I walked into my favorite convenience store looking for some Vienna sausages, and I saw that bag and I look that, and it hypnotized me. And I went over, I must buy that, you know, and I picked that up and it got me the bag of Evil Eye chips. I think it was a small bag like this stuff. And I was like, what in the world is this? Because it's like, what does Evil Eye taste like? You know, I don't know. So when I got home, and I didn't take a picture of this. I wish I had, because I would have had something to show y'all. But I got home, carefully opened the Evil Eye bag so I don't make it mad. And the chip I pulled out was bright red. I don't even have anything here that color. It was bright red. And I thought, oh, what's it going to do to me? And it was hot. It was crazy. Hard to describe, but if you see Evil Eye chips, you can try that. And I don't know, put a comment down there. If you ever tried them, put a comment down there and let us know what you thought they tasted like. Because that was crazy. But the bag was the craziest thing. It's like, I don't know who designed that bag, but it was like the craziest thing I ever saw on a convenience store shelf. So anyway, that's a little rundown on Zapp's good Louisiana stuff, and you know, all the good flavors. And it's hard to beat. But other thing, just real quick, I wanted to thank everybody out there for all the views and everything on these videos. Some have taken off. We get more than 3 views. Hey, that's a good thing. And also the subscriptions is gone way up. I mean, above 3. So, you know, you get your subscription, and I hadn't figured out why yet, but we're gonna figure that out soon. So yeah, in case you didn't know, most people say, yeah, you know, look for the subscription button. Watch, I'm gonna put it. Look for the subscription button, and you punch that and enjoy the benefits of subscribing. Okay, so I put my button on there, and I have a little process for it though. When you go to punch it, you gotta say "Paya." Okay. Now I'll practice with you so you understand what's happening. You'll see, find the little red button. It says subscribe on it, and then okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Got you. I don't even like that. I like to mess with y'all. Anyway, right? We're gonna punch it for real this time. 1, 2, 3. Fire! That's how you punch that subscription button and get subscribed. I don't know why. The other thing is, we just brand new. I don't even think there's anything on it yet, but we started up a Facebook page for Looked At. But guess what? Somebody already took the Looked At name on Facebook. So what I had to do was put Look Dat Channel, because they are real picky about what they let you put for a name. I don't know why, because I've seen some names on there and it's like what you let that go for. But anyway, so on Facebook it's Look Dat channel, but it's down in the about info and all that stuff down there. And sometimes if something happens, we'll have something on Facebook, and that sometimes we'll have stuff on YouTube, and it's gonna kind of go back and forth. And so that's all kind of new stuff to look forward to. Look for some Zapps, look for some Evil Eye chips if you can find them. So if you see some Zapps, get some of that. Okay? Now, let's see. I'm gonna go, it's time. Oh gosh, it's wait. How did it get so late? I was gonna cook up some Spam. Well, anyway, we'll see you next time on Look Dat. Oh. There we go. On Look Dat. We got look. See you next time on Look Dat.